Sweetest pie. Real hot fresh. Me and Dua Lipa finna get the party lit. Just give you
You're listening to Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney, me love 'em.
News brief in a minute. News provided by credible sources and presented by Fit FM 96.7 inside the Fit Zone weekdays on the hour. News brief in a minute inside the Fit Zone on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Get your day started right with the Morning Connection. Weekday mornings, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on Fit FM 96.7. Connect with Julia Mikkel Benaya on the Morning Connection for news, business and artist promotions, great music and vibe. Morning Connection with Julia Mikkel Benaya, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. weekdays on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Blessings and light. This is Aymara, the musical revolutionary. Your host and the community buzz on the Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. This and every Monday at 3 p.m. From the home to the community to the wider world. Let us be the change we want to see. Join me this and every Monday at 3 p.m. on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Fit mind, fit body, fit community, fit world. This is Aymara, the musical revolutionary on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
Struggle goes on. We are the builders of the pyramids. We are the builders of the stone cities of Zimbabwe. We build them White House. We build them factories. With blood, with sweat, with tears. With flesh, with bones. Them use build them economy. Now them want come con you and me with them science and them technology. We make them take with knowledge. Now them are deafly. Them are blindly. We are walk, we are ride, we are drive, we are fly. Not see. Eyes focus on the screen of an iPhone, Galaxy, tablet, Blackberry. Wake up, look. Uno no sister them are buried with. Ancestors crying out. Them are weak, you see we heading back to slavery. Robotic, digital, technological slavery. The rich take them session, call it recession, left the world in depression. Legal and illegal drugs and alcohol on the rise. In their interests, but toward demise, them patronize. Saying, yes, this is Aymara, the musical revolutionary, on the Community Buzz and Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Where you lot the people them over Primal Media. Saying, Nehima, bless up yourself, Nehima Edwards, bless up yourself, Joel. How you doing? Right? And you know, over Primal is www.primal4k.com, right? And Fit FM, www.fitfmja.com. So if you're not up on the FM band, you can just log on right over there. And we're up on YouTube, and we're up on Facebook. I don't know if Facebook are going to even ban me from here, so because them ban me because of utterances, and then do tell me what utterances that I've done or said that offended them from telling me that me don't have any access to my page. But me don't know what me do. But if the truth is something that we can't express, then I don't know what, you know what I mean? And we realize that there's a culture of cancellation. Them a plan to cancel certain people if you say certain things where they don't like, especially against some people who believe that they are gods of the earth and nobody must speak against them. But me not see it so, you understand? Because we are sovereign human beings. But we give thanks. We give thanks for another day. We are blessed with the people in the market, you know. When I go to market at Saturday morning time, I have some nice people me meet up. Yo, Mr. Lyons, bless up yourself, Shango. He's one of the nicest person at the market, you know, because in time I buy something from Shango, you know. And this little lady, me have to find out her name. I buy a piece of yam from her, she always cut off one little piece and say that piece you feel. You know what I mean? We buy something from Shango. Yeah, Shango say, pick up 2 lemon, pick up such and such. You know what I mean? So we just show you the community vibration. And this is the community buzz, and we have to keep them people there, you know, and in the limelight, because they are genuine souls. And these are the people who keep Jamaica alive, no matter what your people are talking about. You know what I mean? Yes, more bless up. Last week, Monday was National Heroes Day. Yeah. So many controversy. Some people got awards, and some people feel like them shouldn't. They never deserve it. Mr. Wilkins is here beside me, former mayor and present councillor of the Falmouth Division. And I saw you out there. I was there, you know. I saw you parading, you know, well dressed in your, I like the color where they have on, you know what I mean? Come out on that day looking regal. You know what I mean? Because it was a regal day. But I don't know. Some of the things with some people, with some people who made some very, very significant contribution, to the development of this parish, We saw Antonio Watson, we saw Washi, we saw. I just left the program. Yeah. Dr. Kamara. You can't talk, You're there, man. Yeah, man. You're free. Dr. Kamara. So many. So before we go a little further, see, we Mr. Wilkinson. You can't even butt in and say it because, but we are going to introduce you officially. It's just a little preamble. Me have one with you now. So I say, yes, and later on in the program, we're going to have Sister Dana Mattis, Pan-Africanist and socialist. We want to say that she's a real socialist. And when we say socialist, we're not talking about politically aligned, but socialist in the sense that we want to see a more egalitarian system that our people can live the way them should really live in this country. See? And then we have to stand up for that at all cost. You understand? So there are so many things in the news, and people are struggling and people are stand up for them liberation. And we see what is taking place in the world. I believe that this is why they ban me too, Or we are going to talk about that, because we see some people, them have bombed some people to frazzle and them and make it look like that they are not human being, And we here in Jamaica must remember, if we know history well, that we were relegated to 1/5 or 1/3 of human, right? They never see we as human. They had us as their what? Properties. You know what I mean? And that's why when the 1838 Emancipation Declaration took place, it was just a transfer, right? It is the reality. It's just, it was no such thing as emancipation. You understand? Because we see where we are today. We see where we are today. And we, as a people who struggled and continue to struggle against oppression, against economic slavery, against colonization, neo-colonization, and the imperialistic dominance of those who believe that they have authority to rule the rest of the world. We will not surrender. As Bob Marley said, we African will fight as we see necessary. Well, it's Bob Marley singing a song, but it's Haile Selassie who said those words still, that we African will fight, as we see necessary, because we are confident in the victory over good, of good over evil, of good over evil. See? And that is what we stand for here on the Community Bus. It's about community. It's, living up to your responsibility. First responsibility, yourself, your family, right? And then your community, and by extension, your country, and by extension, the world. Because according to what they are saying, and not just what they are saying, but in reality, we are living in what we would call a global village. And when we use the word village, sometimes we don't use it with the kind of respect we should give the word village, because village means that we take care of each other, we look out for each other. Nobody's supposed to hungry in the village. You know what I mean? So we are here. So family, friends, all of my brethren and my sister in them, over in England, Germany, you know what I mean? May I call up on the eye them saying, Arlene, bless up yourself. I want you to make the ones log in, and you know what I mean? I want to hear your voice too, or send in your text or whatever, because we are going to go into some serious discussion, reasoning, you know what I mean? And it is more about solution. It's not just to criticize and to quarrel, but to find solution, you know what I mean? For our people and for ourselves, you know what I mean? That's what we are about. We want to say, I'm going to play some music, and when we come back, we start talk to Councillor Garth Wilkinson.
You got to be good. You better be good now. You got to be good. another man. And you got to love your sister too. Na 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 na. You better be good to everyone. And Jah will shine His light on you. I know He'll shine His light on you. As I travel on life lonely road, I see many fall along the way. But the race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong. But time and chances face us all. Why, time and chances face us all. We're not giving up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. We can't give it up. Sitting on the outside looking in. Life seems so gloomy all the way. So I got to be strong. I've got to hold on. The tribulation we face that day by day. Why I pray to Jah, so I won't.
Yes, that's your truly. It called Nah Give Up, right? And that song is on the Voices and Dub album. Remember, it's on 16 Bars Production, www.16barsproduction.com. So you can go there and get the whole album. The album name Voices and Dub, some serious music. See? Yes, we want to quote something from Sun Tzu. The control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up their numbers. Fidel Castro said in his revolution, after he came down to about 36 men, he said, if he should start the revolution again, he would start it with less, because he could handle them more easier. Saying, and at that, Sun Tzu saying here, he said, war, all warfare is based on deception. You know what I mean? So we have to study the art of war, because this world is constantly, we are in a battlefield. And there are some people not let up. They not let up, but we not give up. You understand? Mr. Garth Wilkinson, welcome to the Community Buzz, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me here with you this afternoon. Really and truly, it's great. It's really my first visit. And it's a shame. That's actually my first visit to Fit FM. It's real.
Well, may I pay me dry you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes, I'm really happy.
Yes, right. Yes. You are the counselor for the Falmouth Division, is it so?
Yes, it is.
All right. So I want you to introduce yourself to the people who know you, and whole heap of people still don't know you, no matter how you believe you're popular around here. See? Because we are speaking and we are communicating to an international audience as well, on Primal Media, and we are on YouTube and on many other social media platforms. See? So we want you to give the people heads up of who Mr. Garth Wilkinson is, as somebody who enter politics, the reason why you enter politics, and if you still want to continue this kind of representation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a question that I keep asking myself, but there's always work to be done. And I am one of them who actually believe the way to fix our country is through local governance. I think our biggest failure as a nation is that we have not paid the regard for local government as we should. And I always give some reason, give the reason where we took away the fire department, solid waste, public health, and have basically gutted local government. And at one stage, we were only responsible for cemeteries.
So then you kill them.
Yes,
I
basically.
bury them, bury them.
Yes. And I've done even a resolution how we can fix even all the maintenance, because that is one of the other vexing points that I have in how we have paid regards for our dead. And I think as a nation, all local authorities across the island, barring none, have failed in maintaining cemeteries.
All right. Before you go,
But I don't want to stop on it. That's just one of the
before you go there, so we want to know more about Mr. Garth Wilkinson. You know, your time you go school, you I mean, talk about the living, man. We still go to the dead.
Yeah, they talk about Garth Wilkinson. I attended Colonel Avenue Primary.
Yeah.
Robert Morrison.
Cool.
And I went come college.
Yeah.
In my working world, and I have to thank the powers that be, they sent me overseas to study at Cornell.
Great.
So that is my life. So
Cornell University.
Yes.
Great university.
And, man, and I have to thank, that was my life at Holiday Inn, which is always my previous life.
Okay.
And then I left that and I entered politics.
What year you entered politics?
2003.
Wow. And from ever since,
in June 18th was actually 20 years since I've
20
been in
years.
representational politics. The same amount of time I working.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now you find politics, boss. So you find politics.
It's very challenging. I think is and I think Peter Bunting is, I always remember him saying it, said, he told me a story when he just entered politics. The people complained to him, and I want to remember the community, he said. And he went in, they said they wanted light. There was no light. And
yes,
he said Michael Manley at the time had a vision in terms of how we did rural electrification. And when he went in, he got rural electrification to come in, wire the house, run light all the way up. He remember the evening he invited Michael Manley to come and turn on the lights that everybody in the community can get.
Yes.
And he said when he was there, he started hearing the grumblings. People start complaining. So the road. He said the road. And so he said after Michael did his honors of coming there, turning on the light, and everybody had light.
Yes.
One of the young man asked him, turned to him and said, man, and see the road don't have to drive to come up your door. And he said he felt disheartened. And Michael touched him on his shoulder and said, that's a rising cost of people's expectation, young man. After you give them the light, they're going to want the water, and after the water, they're going to want the road, and after the road. So it's something that we must understand. Yes. And it's good that people have their expectations. And that is what we as politicians must try to do. Strive to live up to people's expectation, because they always need a service. And that's why I keep telling that local government is the way that people can be actually served.
Yes, you use that term that local government is the way, but how disconnected the local authority from the people are, because that is one of the things. You feel that the local authority are connected to the people as they should, or as it should.
It is. But what I'm in my preamble before, I said what happened is that at a time when we removed the fire brigade, although we both report to the same minister, the fire department is separate from the local authority.
Yes.
So if you have a problem with a building, you have to do a joint team effort going out there to look at it. Fire brigade will tell you that there's no fire escape in that building. There's not enough doors, blah blah. And that is where some of the problem is. The public health the same, the solid waste. If the municipal police can catch somebody, but in court, the act is actually with National Solid Waste Management Authority. So prosecution will be an issue if it's
Yes.
not issued by the right agent.
Yeah.
And those are some of the issues that we are having as a nation.
All right. You're talking about agency, but I am talking about the people in general. The people, how connected the people are to understand the ins and outs of politics, because that is one of the things that I realize that we are struggling with. People look on politician as the one who's supposed to carry the burden and not realizing that they have a responsibility to participate in the process. Is it that, I'm going to ask another part of the question, is it that the politician project to themselves on the people like they
Are the savior.
are the savior, and the people are looking towards them to save them, rather than making the people understand that I am a citizen like you, just representing your interests, but I need your participation that so it can work for all of us.
And that is why, you see, I am one of them who, and if you read Wisdom 6, God has told us that we as leaders, whether it be a church leader or a political leader,
Yes.
the burden on us are a little more than the ordinary man, because God had given us a task to lead his people.
Yes.
And we must understand that aspect. So once I decide to lead, it is incumbent on me to make sure I point persons in the right direction. So it must be at all times. Whether it be a community effort, we have to form the groups to make sure that we get what we want get done. But as politicians, we have a responsibility for the community to make sure that things work.
Yes.
It must be. So we can't divorce ourselves from that responsibility once we take up the mantle to lead. As I said, I am one of them who read that, why? Like Wisdom told me that my responsibility to the people is far more, and I will be judged harsher than persons who is outside of the system. So the ordinary man calling on me and having the expectation that I should do something for him is right. It's my responsibility.
Yeah.
That's why my phone is never off.
Wow.
That is why that is why when I miss a call, I return a call.
Okay.
Because what happens is I am expected to serve. I once I make the sacrifice. And that's why I'm one of the politicians who think that politician must have term limits, politician must have fixed election date, all of the things that Andrew said he would have, Andrew Holness, our Prime Minister, promised that he would have done within the 100 days of taking power in 2016.
Well, that is something I believe that we should find something in the I call it new constitution, because we don't really have a constitution. We need to find a constitution for ourselves. What we have is an order. I don't even know it will work, because that is another story. Because Jamaica not really.
No, but
way.
you see what happened. We were one of the fortunate groups, because in the three strategic laws, we were the local authority was the only one who put that in, that we had fixed election date. Our election after the 28th of November 2016, the next election election was due the 28th, which was supposed to be fixed the 28th of November 2020.
Okay.
So we had fixed election dates.
Yes.
In the bylaws, basically it was in our strategic laws that was promulgated in 2015. So not because it's not being done.
Yes.
But it was something that we put in law.
Yeah. So this is what I want to find out. When you put something in law and somebody break that law, should it be some kind of consequence for that breaking the law? Especially if you are the leader of a country. Is there anything in that piece of legislation, if you want to call it that, to say if you break the law or violate this piece of legislation, this and that will happen. Anything? Because you can't just have a law and a man just and we take a stock, them can't go around it.
You see, and that is why you realize that what the Jamaican people said in the last poll that came out. The Jamaican people have actually said they prefer to stay with the King of England than go down a rabbit hole. Do you realize that the polls that came out, the people, because they don't trust what is being done?
But how you going to trust somebody who you never know because you know the King of England? You see, this is a serious thing, you know. That is like a kind of madness. And if we people find themselves in that kind of insanity, we are in a dangerous situation. Because if you understand the history of the King of England and the knowing that the situation and the condition, we are here asking for reparation, we are asking for redress for all of the atrocity that those same people have committed, you know, against us, and create the kind of mindset and situation with their infrastructure that they put in place, right? Their education system that totally dumb us down, that a lot of us can't think and reason critically, right? When we reach a stage that the people have said they would rather to be with their former enslaver, are still enslaver, because we are still under colonial and economical slavery by the same people. And we're going to go deeper into the discussion because we see what is happening now. When the people have that kind of mindset, is there really any hope?
There is. All what they are trying to tell us is that we have to put a system in place that they trust. They trust the persons. You realize that there are 18 members, there are 20 members on that Constitution Reform Committee.
It's 20 now?
20. It was always 20. It was always 20. Out of that, PNP, the People's National Party have 2 selected members.
Okay.
Them said they have civil society and all of them and all the other persons who make it up.
Yes.
But all that it is that there's a trust factor in this country. And if we can't trust each other, we will always be in the dilemma that we are in. It's a trust factor. So if the people of Jamaica think they are safer with the king that we don't know, who, as you rightly put it, our enslavers, it is a dark day for us.
Yes, it's really a dark day. It's a dark day that we have all the Caribbean Court of Justice and we still not even trust that whole process.
We not trust nothing.
Nothing that come from us. And this is the danger in this, you know, my papa. And that is why I said to you, comrade Garth Wilkinson, right? More people, if you understand, yes, even the word comrade, we need to start to pay more attention to it because it's not just about PMP. See, comrade is really what they call it, international brotherhood. See, so when we say comrade, we want people to understand that is not just a, you know what I mean, we could have called a GLP member comrade too, if you understand, because see, anyway, when we observe what is happening here today with our people, and you see a poll like that come out, it is really frightening, you know. It's really frightening, and it means that local authority, along with what I call it, central government, totally disconnect themselves. I mean, I understand how that could have happened. A set of people since the 70s, because most of the items were in politics. Otherwise, some of the old them, you know, were dead over the years. You know, Mike Henry and Delroy Chuck and the rest, right? Andrew Holness is a 70 baby. Him born 1972, somewhere there, so, right? So him born in a era when the social consciousness and the political consciousness of this country shift from the colonial power. In just 8 years, we see the progress. And no matter what nobody wants to say, no matter what color you want, we are. See? if you go see the history of what took place from 1972 to 1980, you will realize the vast difference.
True.
See, of a shift in a country,
The social upliftment
the
of a people.
social upliftment,
Of a
and
people.
not just upliftment, but consciousness
of a people.
of a people. See, now if we all be truthful and look from the time till now and see the younger political representatives, where them lose that consciousness, what would cause that? Is it because of the lack of political education on the part of the PMP who spearheaded that movement? What took place between 1980 until now?
Let me give a simplistic view.
Yeah.
My best friend once told me, you know what happened to Jamaica?
Yes.
The movement from carrying water on our head to having pipe water in our bathroom was so quick and rapid during that period that we forget with our kids, our children, a generation don't even understand struggle. Because we have the quick movement, we have electricity in our home, pipe water, all of that movement took place in a short period of time. The same time we are talking about when we criticize all that about crash program and all of that.
Yes.
What's happening is that a social upliftment was taking place where people stop carrying water and it's so quick to pipe water.
Yes.
People start having from telelam to electricity. So that social upliftment happened so quickly that a generation came and had life so easy they didn't even realize. And it was Jonah Dunbar who pointed it out to me. I will always remember that simplistic way of putting it.
Yeah, but I'm saying there should be the responsibility of somebody or some aspect of that movement to keep reminding people, say, here is where we are coming from. This is what took place in this period of time. Or we can emulate this and move it beyond this point. This is what I'm talking about, So there's no way, no matter the struggle, no matter how easy, we shouldn't make a pity them come say things easy and believe say it just comes. So you have a mango tree in the yard. Yeah. You must know say somebody plant a mango tree there.
Exactly.
You understand? you know, just see food in the house and you believe so you can just go there and eat it out one day. Somebody at work to make sure say you have some food to eat.
No, but our generation were the ones who thought that we never want our children go through the struggles that we went through.
It is not. I don't, because people say that.
And it was never a struggle.
It is a struggle, but a struggle with put it in a way where we say, all right, it's to discipline yourself. It takes certain level of discipline, certain level of courage, certain level of dedication for social change. It wasn't if people understand what took place, right, between 1972 to 1980, the destabilization of a government by the geopolitical power or the imperialistic power. See? And that's why we are going to move to the big situation, because we realize since that period, nobody really want to talk about that kind of ideology anymore. We get very, very docile of talking about the empowerment of people, are talking about people power. We only hear about private sector and the business class, and how we have to have a partnership with them every time they are at the forefront. How many people know that the private sector organization of Jamaica was a political operative? How much people know that?
I don't.
You don't know?
No.
You don't know who are the founding fathers of the private sector?
All I call them, and there's a nice name for them.
Yeah.
The PSOJ.
Yeah.
Is actually the privileged sons of Jamaica.
But this is more than just privileged sons of Jamaica. They are also, are still Yes, when we look upon politics, we look upon politics in a partisan way. But politics is deeper than PNP and GLP are the Republic, what you call it? The Democrats and Republic. You know what I mean? And Republicans. See? So when we talk about politics, it's about strategic principles. It's a science. It's an economic system that people use to manipulate other people. I wouldn't call it church and state, coming together and to see how them can keep the people in what? Order and under control. So when we look and see what we're right now, and we're going to touch it now, pertaining to private interests, we are talking about the fishermen them we are struggling around here so now.
Yes.
And I want to read something where me say well, so all right. I saw let me read it. Falmouth Trelawney, People's National Party PNP councillor for the Falmouth Division, Garth Wilkinson, have moved a resolution in the Trelawney Municipal Corporation calling for the intervention of National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, and the Natural Resources Conservation Authority, NRCA, to assist in finding a suitable location for fisher folks who operate along the Rock to Duncan coastline. Now, that's the first thing we want to ask you. The fishermen, them did it a long time, don't it?
Yes.
So when you say that they need to find a suitable location for the fisher folks, what do you really say?
Because, and you have to understand the background. You have to understand the background to all of this. People must understand that. And I'm going to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
There is 38, and if people understand where Trelawney's position, I always said Trelawney is the shortest out of all the parishes, the shortest beachfront, our shortest coastline. It's 38.4 kilometers, and that is talking from Bengal Bridge.
Yeah.
Right at the bridge, right when you come over Queens Highway, right at the bridge.
Yes.
Coming, and it goes all the way. I love even give the description. When you come over Bengal Bridge, you have that first parcel land is owned by, along the beach road, is owned by Tankwell. Basically, it's a port.
Yes.
It's a port. One of the two ports we have in Trelawney. That's the port. Then you have private from there. As a matter of fact, there's even the beach that we have, the fishing beach that we have in Ryabu,
yes,
it's privately owned. So you have the beach at Ryabu come all the way around. All of that is private land, come all the way till we reach at Media, Braco. So that is between the Ministry of Labor and whatever. The Ministry of Labor owns that property.
Yes.
But then you have private property going all the way. Then we have Harmony Cove. Between Harmony Cove and Travistat, it's 2,700 acres of land going all the way back to Silver Sands. And that is where we're talking from Braco, going all the way back to Silver Sands. It's 2,700 acres. That nice, pristine beachfront property. It's private. And we can come Silver Sands, Duncan's Bay, and they just start a series of hotels now.
Yeah.
Because you have Ocean 10 was the two properties. But before you reach there, before you leave Duncan's Bay, you have Amatero, which is the Keith Russell property that development has not started yet. But then you have H10, Ocean H10. Then you have come right down. You have no, you don't reach Royalton yet. You before you reach Royalton, you have that property right before you reach Burwood Beach, which is actually owned by Jam America. Actually, they a group of companies. The Jobsons claim it, and also that is one of the property that is the only title I've ever seen that has on it vexatious between the Jobsons and where Henderson's bought that property. Then you have Burwood Beach, which is the only private. I missed out at Silver Sands. I missed out that property that we have right at Silver Sands, which is Jacob Taylor Beach, which is another public beach. It's the only other public beach, the only other little boy that is actually there, that is government owned, which is Jacob Taylor. That is before you reach, that is right at Duncan's Bay.
Yes.
But then I said, you have Burwood Beach, then you have private, then you have all the hotels now. From you have Royalton. Royalton basically controlled between Royalton, Rio, and Excellent. We control all of that peninsula, actually going right into Rock.
And when you say control, this and Royalton are we say foreign investors?
All of these are foreign investors.
No.
And they have bought properties, and most of these properties were bought from private individuals. So it was never in government hands.
Those properties.
All of those properties were bought from private individuals.
Okay, and I get that now. And the private, so we need maybe to do some historical research to see on how these things pass down.
Exactly, from generation to generation.
We need to have
that's why we have persons fighting over a piece of land in Trelawney.
So this is something. That's why I think about it. This is part of the resolution, right?
Yes.
Be it resolved that NEPA and NRCA move speedily in regulating the remaining fishing beaches that are still under their control of our fishing and bathing beaches that are privately owned, and those still which are on government lands.
Jacob Taylor Beach, Burwood Beach.
So them they have to government.
Jacob Taylor Beach, Burwood Beach.
Yeah.
What happened with those, and we have to understand about those beaches. Those beaches were actually parish council bought the one at Burwood.
Parish council.
The parish council. It was a roadway, you know.
So parish council bought it.
Yeah, man.
If the parish council bought it, it means that it is the people's beach.
It is the people. The parish council owned properties in trust for the people of Jamaica. The municipal corporation, that is the job of a municipal corporation.
Yeah.
All buildings, lands, anything in trust for the people, play field.
Yes.
That's why once you have a community center, community center usually is turned over to the local authority because they hold it in trust for the people.
So it means what it is going to take for us to really empower the local authority, because the local authority is supposed to be the bedrock of the people. I don't know we can call upon, you know. Which way you live? You don't still live in Palm?
Yes, man. You're right on the road.
Yeah. So we can call you anytime.
Anytime.
And you come here and you sit down side. I mean, you see no well for security side of you.
No.
You understand? we have to try for fighting. You know what I mean? It means that you are upstanding man, because you don't have to look over your shoulder.
Not looking over my shoulder.
That's a great thing.
So what happens is we hold all of these properties in trust to the people. But what happened is and that's why I keep going back to why the funk is not working. And why the system not work is because there are many folds. The municipalities are supposed to be self-sufficient, basically. But some are more than some. Because you have a parish like a Trelawney. And a parish like Trelawney, we only collect like $330 million a year for property tax. Because 60% of the properties owned in Trelawney is owned by government. The Long Pond, the Amden, and when you go up on South Trelawney, the Litchfield, all of that era, is National Land Agency own most of those lands. Those are lands owned by the government of Jamaica. Most of our lands are sugarcane lands. So, collect basically property tax for that, for most of these properties, because 60% of the lands in Trelawney
are in the control of central government.
Are still owned by the government, who don't pay property tax. So what happened is that we don't have the income as a municipality like a St. James, a St. Anne, a Manchester, a KCC, or most of the other corporations.
I believe it's about 2 or 3 years ago, where the Trelawney, the municipal Trelawney Municipal Corporation was up there as one of the leading.
No.
It
The
was-
minister says it was the best from my time,
Yeah.
and he came and he made no bones about it. And
Yeah.
I think I think you all misunderstood what he said.
And that's what I said, because
It was the best run. He came there when I was a mayor, and he said it, and he came back and he keeps saying it because at the camaraderie, you can, and maybe that's why the word camaraderie is so important,
yeah,
because there's a camaraderie between us as councillors.
yes.
And he saw it,
Mhm.
and he saw where the work that we were doing
Mhm.
was in the interest. Because and you must understand what we have been able to achieve.
Mhm.
For a parish who have 2 ports,
Yes,
and out of the 2 ports,
yes.
we are not funded, because I'm one of them who believe that port, like a St. James who has a airport,
Yes.
and a Falmouth who has a seaport, 2 seaports,
Mhm.
we should be benefiting tremendously from the Tourist Enhancement Fund, or from aspect of those funds to improve the life of the people who live in the community.
Mhm.
There should be a designated fund for the upliftment of the town of Falmouth and environs, because we should benefit out of the tourism product we get from there. We should
Yes.
benefit from and the port, and it must be. It's a symbiotic relationship, you know. We're supposed to be able, as a town and as a parish, to see the development with all the influx of the new hotels.
Mhm.
We should be able to see the tangible benefit coming to develop the town. And I use the example of where between Royal to the Excellent Resort, we're going to have at least 4 hotels there. That roadway should be our hip strip in Trelawney. That should be it should be the jewel of the town at Trelawney. You can't have 4 hotels right along that and it's not pristine. We should have we should put in sidewalks. We upgrade the place. Everything there should be.
So you're not benefiting from that fund then. That's yes.
No, you don't. We don't.
You make we hear the comment there, because it's not just alone.
Yes, this is from Patrick A. Beckford, and I think he's still typing. He says, beach in majority of countries are not privately owned, except in Jamaica. And Jamaicans have strength to shoot up or fight each other. Anything else, they're silent. And no designated fund. The ship paid US $22 per passenger. The municipal council should get a backbone and stop UDC from collecting it all.
Let me first correct.
Yes.
Patrick A. Beckford. The UDC doesn't collect $1 from the cruise ship.
Okay.
It all goes. It used to go to the remember, say it's a head tax, you know. The head tax is collected. It actually goes centrally now, and it's not. And I think
Centrally mean to central
it
government.
got to central government. It go to the consolidated funds. No longer. It was actually controlled by the Ministry of Tourism
Mhm.
through the TEF that it will be redistributed, but it now goes directly to the consolidated funds.
That's why we have to have a man like you. You see, people come to the municipal corporation. We don't have a monthly meeting.
We have monthly meetings.
Yeah.
Second Thursday
What
of
the
every month.
attendance is like.
The councillors and the officers
Yes.
all are present.
So what about the citizens?
The citizens, because and you see the question he asks,
Yes.
even the 1% that even a cent
Mhm.
from every person who comes off a cruise ship
Yeah.
would have made a difference to the town of Falmouth and the
True.
people of Trelawney.
True. We're not even gonna get a cent.
Not even a cent.
Wow.
So and persons are of the belief that we benefit. Say cruise ship is in Falmouth, parish council, the Trelawney Municipal Corporation benefit. It does not benefit from the cruise ship.
And this is
in
what
that regard.
Mhm.
If anything, and what you have to do, and that is where the expertise comes in. You write projects, you make requests to either TEF or TPDCO to get something out of it.
Yes.
Like you want to clean up the town. And we should never have any street in Falmouth as a tourist town that is not asphalt concrete. We should never have it. There's so many things that we are doing. We have not seen the benefit. And I say we can't blame the cruise ship, the persons who have it, because it's how we did the contract when the pier was being made.
When I say we did the contract, you're not talking about the municipal corporation. You're talking about central government.
We're talking about central government.
Yes.
Okay, and well, the Trelawney Municipal Corporation need to create tax per passengers or guests at the hotels worldwide. Every town set up their own taxes.
It will never happen in Jamaica.
No, whoa.
It will never happen, because what happens is no prime minister will see this power to a local authority. And that is that's why I said the reform that is needed for this country has to start from the local authority. Because what happens is, once you have that power to decide who gets the money, when, where, and how, and nobody wants to give up that power.
So it means that the people have to organize themselves
but then first, maybe where we are lacking is
Yes.
the people don't know.
Yes, and that is why I asked a question a while ago. How much people attend this municipal corporation monthly meeting? Because here is where you can go and ask questions. Here is where you can go and educate yourself of what needs to be done. Yeah, for us as a people to participate in the political process. So what's the participate in the political process? This is what we are talking about. How you educate yourself rather than just assume. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Mr. Beckford, which is still an assumption, because maybe he believes the municipal corporation collect some and not even a cent.
Not even a cent.
And this is a former mayor and a present councillor for the Falmouth division who is saying this now. So you hear that, Mr. Beckford. You hear it clear now. So since you hear it, you know that we have work to do. And I am saying to the younger people out there who maybe live under the illusion that the municipal corporation collecting money and them not see it go anywhere, and the municipal corporation have something to do with the Falmouth Pier or the tourism. You spoke about tourism in some part of the documents that I read, right? And you said you don't want to do anything, to averse the whole thing of development, because tourism is where we are heading. Now, when we observe how tourism operates in this country, you believe it is still the most viable sector that we should be pushing when most of the income from tourists, are really going abroad and it's not really staying in the country?
No, you see what happened, and all of that have to do with the direction you want your country to be in.
Yes.
And let me talk about it. We as a nation, you know that I'll tell you.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, if you talk about the entertainment industry in the hotel, when I and why I can talk about it, because that was my first job. I worked in the hotel industry. And what I understand about it is the importance of it.
Yes.
And what happened, the currency myths of the world.
Yes. A.J. Brown.
A.J. Boots Brown.
Yes.
All of those were products of the hotel industry. What happened? What is happening now in the hotel industry? is that the Jamaican, we know
Entertainment.
the entertainment, we not control entertainment in a hotel. We not control ground transportation in a hotel. And there's no way, and my only vexing issue about it now is that when I come out to the hotel industry now, is that you cannot control the flights coming into Jamaica, control the ground transportation, and own the hotel. But we were the ones who caused that because we did it with Butch Stewart and Sanders, with Air Jamaica. And it has been the norm. But the government must step in and say, no, all right, ground transportation, the Jamaican people control that. Entertainment, Jamaicans. There must be a stop.
Yes.
To what we want our people to own. That's why we are in the position that we are in now, because we are not shapers. Because and maybe there was a time. Maybe there was a time when we were starved for investors.
Yeah.
Where we could have allowed certain things to slide. But there must be somebody brave enough now. Courage as a leader to say, all right, we have allowed this to happen. But come we draw breaks. Come we take a stock of ourselves and say, all right, the ground transportation, a Jamaican must control it. Whether it be Juta, JCAL, whatsoever, I want to control ground transportation.
Yeah.
Whether anybody else, but nobody, no foreign company going come in here and own going control ground transportation. First. Secondly, entertainment. The Jamaican entertainers must have much nights in the hotel.
Yes.
So there are and what happens is that even the entire law of Jamaica, how we treat our workers,
yes,
everything is we need a reset.
You know, so me have to have your back more.
We need a reset.
Me have to have your back, you know. You want me have to have your back because you touch upon. You know, I worked in that industry for a while as an entertainer. Please, you know, Mr. Garth Wilkinson is on here right now, so don't call him now, right? Yes. See, don't call him now. Maybe my full lack of more. You know. Anyway, yeah. I will have more than one phone. Yeah, but I say go. See, them I try to get you. It's at the council line also, you know, say, you know, he don't really have no life himself more than so. Anyway, I worked in that industry for a while and I couldn't stay too long in it because from me enter Mrs. Slavery, Mrs. disrespect to the people of Jamaica, you know. And I remember one night, you know, I was just at the hotel. That time it was in the 90s. PJ was the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And me hear some, you know, you stop back and you hold a drink and some big guys come around and attack like them are really the god of Jamaica. I mean, I will call the hotel name, but me did their work. And to all me hear them a boy of PJ Patterson, you know, I tell the boy PJ Patterson that this is what need to be done. And recently, I heard somebody use the same statement, say, politicians are the least, man, because they can be bought. Are you one of those politicians who can be bought?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And listen to me. And you see what happened?
No, but it is a serious thing. You know? That is a serious indictment when some guy can make them statement there.
No,
you know?
and what has happened? That's why I said we need a reset. We need to look back at the tourist industry. We have to make serious decisions. But my problem about it is how do we treat the workers of Jamaica? We have never had a serious conversation. And maybe why we can't have it is because we have a country. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to have to say it. We have a country where both political parties are tied to a union.
NWU and the ITU.
And because of that, our decision making is closed. Compromised.
Yes.
So what happens is we have once a party is going to make a decision, they have to turn to their union and make sure it's in their best interests. Because as a nation, we did, and you go back, you touch the 70s now. What Michael Malley did was create an avenue for when our services is terminated. But what we have not done as a nation is created an avenue for our persons services are engaged in this country.
Wow. Wow.
Our services, whether you work a call center or in those oriental
Anywhere.
shops
Anywhere.
or a hotel industry,
Mhm.
there must be how your services is engaged, whether it's 90 days, after that you become what you're entitled to. So it must be a governmental decision. We have to put those things in our constitution, how people work.
And not just put it in the constitution. There should be some form of never use the word punishment that anybody violate these rules. If you violate how a worker should be treated, right? There is some consequence for that. Is either we are going to terminate your contract. But we wonder if a third world country, or we put ourselves, and if we have that third world mindset, like we are always beggars, because that is one of the sad things. Sometimes it look like the politician or our leaders, not courageous like a Michael Manley. You know what I mean? It was a bold step he took, and I believe nobody else that they bowed and come around to make that kind of bold step. I would say in some ways, you know what I mean? Portia Simpson Miller did kind of have that spirit there. Me I go say so. See? But what I am saying, see? Say we are going to kind of merge this conversation with the next guest, See? So we can continue. You can stay with me till 5 o'clock. Eh?
I will.
All
Because
right.
I really need to talk about the beach. I'm going to thank some persons.
Yeah, the guests we understand. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do is still talk about the beach and incorporate. Get to make we play a piece of music, and then we'll see when we come back we can incorporate this, because we need to understand what
What has
are the
been done.
solutions.
What has been done.
Yeah.
Because exactly.
This is Fit FM
Fit FM 96.7.
96.7.
Duncan Streloni.
Duncan Streloni.
Blessings. Here we have in the studio Mr. Garth Wilkinson, right? He is the present counselor for the Falmouth division, former mayor of Falmouth, right? Such a brilliant individual, understand governance, and he's putting forward his views of how we think, local government should operate. We know this got kind of tight, but I had her in mind, to be on the program, and me know she flexible enough that we can have her engage in this kind of discussion pertaining to beach, because she's one of the persons who's very passionate of how we are being displaced from the beach. How you doing, Miss Dana Mattis? You are there? She was saying hello. Yeah, I heard her say hello. Yeah, go and connect her again. So we know that she's somebody who's passionate about it. Miss Dana Mattis, I was talking to her early on, and what we were realizing that it was a constant, we are call it I don't know what is happening, Ye- Yes.
Hello?
Hello. How you doing, Miss Dana Mattis?
Hello?
Hello. Hello, Dana Mattis. Hello.
Hello?
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me, Miss Dana Mattis?
Hello?
We are hearing you loud and clear. Are you hearing? Well, all right, yeah. You want to try another line? Which line you call? Yeah. Yes, so we have Mr. Gart. While we are talking about that, you have what is solution you have right now pertaining to seeing that these fishermen no really
What I must say is, I think we have come a long way, because
Yes.
what we did,
Mhm.
and I need to explain to you. I was given a description of how shorter seafront we have,
Mhm.
and basically 96% of it is actually privately owned.
Yeah.
So what I did was did a resolution, and after doing the resolution, we were blessed at the time to have a minister of, I think it was housing and environment,
And that was who, Mr.
Colonel Charles Jr.
Okay.
What he did, and he responded very quickly.
Okay. So, Mr. Wilkinson, a text message just came in. This person does not wish to be named, but the question for Garth. It is rumored that Jacob Taylor Beach in Duncan's Bay is up for sale and has been sold. Is there any light, anything? And
I don't know about this sale, but I know that interest has been in the beach. I would have to get back to, and that's the problem we are having in this country. NRCA and the municipal corporations across the country don't own these properties. They hold them in trust. They are not supposed to sell these properties.
When I say holding trust, explain to the people, because people hear the term and don't understand. Trust for the people of Jamaica.
It's trust for the people of Jamaica. So NRCA because these beaches are areas that persons have fought for, that the ordinary Jamaican people can't have access to.
Dana Mattis, good afternoon. Are you hearing me, Miss Dana Mattis?
I can't hardly hear you.
You can hardly hear me. But we hear you loud and clear. You hearing me better now?
Yeah, I can't. You sound very far away.
Very far away.
Make out
Me don't
what
know
you're
what I
saying.
want. You have any earpiece or anything? Or you talk straight through the phone?
No, there's an echo. I can't hear you. Sound is reverberating.
Wow. I don't know what to do. But we hear you loud and clear. I don't understand what is happening.
Yeah, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. The reception isn't good.
Okay. All right. What we're going to do, because sometimes it works this way, we're going to just hang up and try and see if we get a clearer line. Okay? Yes, so back to you, Mr. Garth Wilkinson. Somebody was talking about Jacob Taylor Beach.
Yes.
And that is one of the public beach
that is one of two public beach. Although in my resolution I said 3, because really and truly Wilshire is not
a part of it.
Wilshire, we have Wilshire, but Wilshire is not really a public. It's not designated. We bathe there, we swim there. It's really the community of Wilshire that created that beach, and it's not really for all and sundry.
Okay.
And it's actually right at the roadside, so
yeah,
it's not.
Is when you're ahead.
Right just before you reach Fish Hut. Just before you reach Fish Out.
Yeah, it's a little popular place, you know. People are always
people-
gonna vibes out.
right there,
You
yes.
know, and I believe one of the safest beach they can't take. Although yes,
No, because recently I see somebody surveying that property. I see somebody surveying it. Look like them somebody. We find ways to take away things. So Mr. Survey, Mr. Pigs dropping down near there.
So all right, continue. So you was making a statement pertaining to
So what happened is that we wrote to the minister, and I must commend Colonel Charles Jr. in because what he did is he tabled something, he replied, he went to Parliament, he did what he had to do. Because what's happening is that
Donna, you are here now?
I hear.
You hearing me now?
And still, but let me see.
Are you hearing me now? Yeah. Poor connection. There's a thing what them call cyber security. Donna? Hello?
Yeah. Hello, I'm here.
You're hearing me clearly now?
Yeah, it's not so bad.
All right, give thanks that we are here. In the studio, we have Councillor for the Falmouth Division, Mr. Garth Wilkinson, right? And we are, should drop again. We are talking about access to the beach. And I know it's something that you are passionate about, you know, pertaining to, you know, access to the beach. So we are looking at some of the fisher folks here in his division, you know what I mean, that are going through a little challenge and difficulty. So he was just explaining, you know, some of the things that he did and some pass even a resolution that the fisher folks could get a better kind of treatment or because really and truly, we are faced with a challenge in Jamaica where most of these properties are privately owned. And he was explaining a while ago that some of these privately owned properties is coming from generation up, them have it, them sell it. So government will never in. You keep dropping in control of those properties. That's what I say, Mr. C.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. All right, maybe I will take her another day, you know, and make with us if it's not working. Yes. So maybe you need to just angle that part. Just tell her I will try one more time. If it not work, we just continue with this discussion with Mr. Garth Wilkinson. GP too, is a GP. Yeah. See? So continue, sir. Continue.
So what happened is that after we really realized what was happening, and as I said, Colonel Charles Jr. intervened, and he did bring it to Parliament, as I acknowledged in the letter. He brought it to Parliament. But what happened is we don't only have a problem in Trelawney and Jamaica with bathing beach. We also have a problem with fishing beach because the fisher folks, and you must realize in the resolution I talk about the foreshore and the other areas where what happening is fishermen are the ones who supposed to can't come up dock anywhere because of weather, because of certain climatic conditions, and suppose say, and most of these fisher folks across the country have their areas, they have perennial rights to certain aspect of the beach, but all of that has been taken away because over time, even where they were, we know here that it's no longer theirs. It's no longer.
So what happen to the people who really depend on them fishermen? Because I love fish, you know. My brethren them one restaurant and them something. All type of work.
But you realize what kind of fish you get, what kind of fish you're eating now in the restaurants.
Most of the fish them we eat now, we see are imported fish. So what them want do? Just take with that kind of power from us that we stop feed ourselves. Is it? I guess them agree.
No, but maybe what happening now is that maybe our fisher folks, and we did something years ago, and I think with respect to people like Mr. Christie, what they wanted, they did a design to have a boat, huge boat that them go far out and fish and carry it back.
Mhm.
Because what happened to like along the north coast,
Mhm.
the span of sea to the drop off point is very narrow. So the fisher folks are not allowed to go out as far as they want to, because by the time you go over, you drop off into the Caribbean Sea, and it's very deep along the north coast.
Mhm.
So what happens is that you need larger vessels and for persons to go out in bigger cruise.
Mhm.
So maybe that is that is one of the drawbacks
Mhm.
what we have with the smaller boat. But that is not an excuse for our fisher folks not to function as they should.
Mhm.
And what we have done is we have hurt our fisher folks in not allowing them to, and maybe a lot of the problem comes maybe because of maybe some of the divers too,
Mhm.
because a lot of the fisher folks suffer because of divers.
Mhm.
But all of the excuses that we're using
Mhm.
cannot and should not be used for why they don't have access to a piece of land
Mhm.
that they can put their boats on.
Mhm.
They can take out their boats
Mhm.
and go to sea in peace and quiet.
A listener's asking, can the council explain the purpose of the Beach Control Authority?
And there's beach control authorities to help basically the regulations, and that is what the beach control regulations that we have is really to for us, all right, to deal with all the usage of the beach, because that is what they put you under scrutiny about. Whether beach are registered, how the beach are regulated, do you have enough the proper gears and all of that for persons who operate. It comes just like most things. If you're not paying, if you're operating under the radar, not paying your taxes and not doing your things, people might not see you. But once you start paying taxes, we recognize it. So once a beach is established and you have all the regulations in place, you have lifeguards, you have all of that. So that is what the Beach Control Act is. So it's actually to regulate all the use of the beaches. They are not the ones who control, unlike NRCA, National Resource Conservation, because they are the owners of the beach. The Beach Control Act doesn't regulate, it only regulates the beach. It does not govern how beaches are run, which is where a NEPA basically deals with the environment, and then you have NRCA who deals with the regulations and the ownership of the property. So the Beach Control Act, and just for the question is that it's actually the regulations. It does not go as far. It doesn't go far enough to tell you who can use it, when you can use it, and how you can use it. And that is one of the biggest problems we have in the country, is that all the regulations doesn't speak to what is needed to fix our problem. And a lot of them dates back to the time of slavery.
Wow. Why, yeah. Anyway, when we see Jamaica really around, is there any association, fishermen association, they have an association that represent them?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Or function or effective is that organization?
And that is one of the problems fisher folks have, is although they might form association, is for all of them to be in one accord. Right. As I said, we have a fishing beach. We have 2 fishing beach now in Falmouth. We have one at Rodney on Rodney Street, and we have one at Half Moon Bay. The one at Half Moon Bay is actually a bathing beach. And some of the time when we're talking, we have to go far enough in there, because right now, what is happening at Half Moon Bay, we are a part of it. Mr. J. Jobson's put up one fence now, they block off people from go on the part of Half Moon Bay that they used to walk and drive to. And we're not talking about it because it's our own person of our own color doing that.
Who is the Jobson?
One of them. I don't know which one of them, but they put a gate now at Half Moon Bay, preventing persons from driving. Persons used to drive. And that part of the beach that persons used to go, it was actually for recreational area. And come on, I don't know what the gate now. I see that gate there. I drove over there last week and I realized that there's a gate, no place there. I'm going to go over there and mash it down and people going to say you're doing things that is illegal. But you can't fence in on beach where people have access to just like that. We saw the fence going up, we saw things, and I don't want to get too involved because
it's all right. You see this culture.
So we have to, what we have to do is we have to start nip all of this illegal activity carried out by, because some of them, you know, as I said, most of the beach are privately owned. And we have to comment NEPA because they just want a developer just gave them, and it's been going on for quite some time. The Italian person who gave them back the piece of beach down by Saltmarsh where they are doing a project with Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
But and I can't leave here today without commending Rio, because it's one of the few groups of persons. It's the only hotel that we came that when they came and I did the resolution and I said to NEPA, said basically we cannot deny access to the beach by our fisher folks. What Rio actually did, and we have to thank the owners of that hotel chain, they were actually forced, and they did buy a piece of land to create access to the beach for the fisher folks, and I can show you. So there's no one access to the beach that has been created, and NEPA, we have to thank the powers that be at NEPA and Rio for really creating that access road and creating that environment where the fisher folks can go, the craft vendor, and it's actually an era for the people of Jamaica. Because we must be able to walk on a beach unimpeded. We must be able in our own country. And that is why I have my problem I have with the country, because there are other countries in the world or islands like ourselves who have beaches. And they make it look like it's because of crime and violence why we don't allow citizens to go along the beach and all of them something.
Yes.
But it's because of that create the crime and violence, because we prevent our people from doing what they
recreation,
recreation.
Which is very important to any society, to any nation. People need somewhere to go and just enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? Let me just read the letter that you wrote to Mr. Charles. Dear Mr. Charles, I applaud you on your recent efforts to ensure greater access to public beaches by citizens of Jamaica. In particular, I draw attention to the article published in Jamaica Observer of October 28, 2020, and recommendation made by your ministry to amend the Beach Control Act and to do, among other things, provide beach access and management so that the public will have the right to walk along the foreshore and bathe in the sea of public beaches. Minister, the issue is indeed a serious one, as not only do citizens do not have a right of access to the beaches, but fisher folks are also losing their livelihood to development and pollution. In Trelawney, with which I am familiar, we have some 38 kilometers of coastline from Welshaw on the border to Trelawney, St. James, to Rio Bueno, and included other 10 fishing beaches. Of these 10, 4 are no longer fishing beaches. 2 have been designated for some form of private development, leaving only 4 beaches. In relation to the public bathing beaches, only 3 remain: Welshaw, Burwood, and Jacob Taylor. The most important one, on which the Municipal Corporation and the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, spend considerable resources, is in danger of privatization. Your intervention is needed to address what will become a major issue of fisher folks' access to landing sites and fishing beaches in the parish. So you say you're in danger, spent considerable resources, and is in danger of privatization. Which one of them?
I was talking Burwood.
How way I say? Burwood up for privatization now? How way I say, man, we can't allow that. I'm a beach, I'm go swim and sing, you know.
You run down. And the council now, council will not be able to afford it. So what is going to happen?
So all the council are going to engage the people, because this is it. This is a people beach.
And that is where we must find. That's why it is important to be here, because we have to find the funding. It has to be funded.
Yes.
Because we want to have a public beach. You know? You see, I've seen it, you know, and when I got St. Anne,
yes,
and I reached Discover Bay, I realized a TEF put up a nice little place where them say, right at Discover Bay, where you can park, where them put up what you call it, a park. So you can stay there right as you pass it, where the Discover Bay, the pier, the ship pier, where the bauxite is loaded on. You realize that they set up a nice, I love that nice park. I don't know who can stop there and really park or do anything in the park, but it's nice. Near the Columbus Park? Right near Columbus. Not Columbus, it's on the other side of Columbus Park, going into Discovery Bay. You don't see that park?
Yeah, man. That's yes.
So you take away
just before you reach where the
Porto Seco.
Porto Seco, yeah.
So them take away Porto Seco, but them give you a nice park where you can stand up. But nobody can stop there or sit down in that park, because you don't know much. What you going to sit down? What you going to sit down in that park and do?
Yeah, you just look out there.
Look out there, because the most you can do is look at the water, but you can't go in there. And the problem I'm having with that is that even the park there is a danger, because any time a vehicle can just run off the road and run up there on you. So I don't know, you can put a park like that right there, but it's there. But I don't want us to end up like a St. Anne where you lose Porto Seco, which is privatized. You give me a nice like a park where make it maybe in the middle of a peninsula where vehicles going to and fro, and put people's life in danger, because nobody can stop there to really use that.
I'm right. This is a really serious place, you know.
Exactly. So I don't know if anybody can stop there to use the park, but it's pretty though. It's beautiful.
Yeah, yes,
it's beautiful.
Yes.
But I don't know who can stop there to use it. But so it.
But there are the activities taking place within that vicinity. So I mean, it's a truck stop too.
All right. So the park it comes in handy.
Yes. See? But you know, when we look on these things and see what is really happening in Jamaica, you know, and we realize that local government election maybe come up very soon, you know, according to what we are hearing now, you know, and it seemed like it can pass. Going to another, what I call it, the term I miss me now. You can't put it off anymore.
You can't go beyond February.
Yeah, you can't go beyond. It can't go beyond February.
It can.
So
the Prime Minister can make that. Prime Minister can make that determination.
Again?
He can make it again.
You can't put it off here 2025. That you say?
He can put it off anytime he wants. That's what I'm telling you. It was the
so
only,
it
was the only, but you see, the private sector came out and the opposition threatened that they'll take it to court this time. So what the opposition leader has threatened to take it to court. But regardless of what, the prime minister still it's still his prerogative to cancel it. Maybe you can say the outbreak of dengue or whatsoever is happening that caused him to postpone, and he might not have any more. No, he can't say they have money because they just the Ministry of Finance they found the funding. They have the funding to have the elections.
Okay.
So they just a commitment was made for 1.7 or 1.8 million dollars for the elections. So
okay.
billion, 1.8 billion, I think it was 1.8 billion.
We have so much things to do in this country, yeah. So many things to do. And the people, the sad thing you say, Mr. Wilkinson, the people are politically illiterate. Most of the people, they just know if you go vote and go back home or lie down and hope that you know make the change.
And you know, I don't.
Let me use the word most.
No, I don't like it. The people know. The people actually know what they want, and they usually do what they want to do.
No, I'm not talking that term.
No, and listen to me. What happened to what we have done is we have underestimated the people of Jamaica in their decision-making process. And I think the people of Jamaica know what they are doing, they know what they want, and all they're asking us to do is listen to them. All
right, this is a question.
What we have not done, what we have not done successfully is listen.
Okay.
What we're doing now, most of the time as a people, or maybe if we listen, we listen for respond more than listen for hear. And a lot of times, because when persons are talking, we are formulating what we want to answer them. Well, just like you might be talking to me, you might ask me a question, I want to respond to you rather than hearing the question you're asking me.
Yeah.
So a lot of time we have a weakness as a people because we are not hearing the questions people are asking us.
Okay.
And because what we want to do is answer them rather than hearing what they're asking us. So what we have to start is listening.
Are you a good listener?
I'm trying to be.
Are you a good follower?
I follow.
You follow? Okay.
I follow.
Yeah.
I also try to be a great leader.
Yes.
Because there are certain things that we have to make decisions on. After listening, there's some decisions you have to make in the interest
of the people. You see, why I use the term political illiterate, right? Is that it's the same thing that we talked about early on, you know, where you mentioned the people looking on and saying that they would rather to stay with the crown than to go down a rabbit hole, right? With a system where them don't know where to go lead them. And this is the illiteracy. And this is illiteracy we talk about. Let's finish this point. This is illiteracy that I'm talking about. If you know that you have a responsibility to be a part of the process in some way, whatever it will take, we as a people, I mean, I involve myself, so I'm not talk about them out there, so all of us, we must see how best we can have, when me and you have this now, a kind of dialogue. You know what I mean? With those who we put in power, rather than stay up on the side and cuss you and say the one Wilkinson from the vote field, them boy, they don't know about you, you know. You can't know see how people talk about you know. See? They don't do nothing for about you, but they never really talk to you yet. They never really say, all right, make we organize a community such and such, and make we sit in with Mr. Wilkinson and make we put on the table what we want. Oh, we are going to organize and get to it. The timeline we are looking to get to this. You know what I mean? Well, the whole questions of even, you just talk about the revenues that the municipal corporation collected. See, most people don't even understand We see we garbage now pick up, but we don't know how much money did they for pick up garbage. You know what I'm say? We see some other things not really a deal with. We see the road them look away, and we don't know if the road is a parish council road or a central government road or a private road. So we just curse the politician because we don't have nice. These are the kind of illiteracy me I talk about, you know, the ignorance, not knowing most of the things that we should really know. Just like a while ago we talked about the fund from the peer. Many people still believe say how this could have happened in a division or in the municipal corporation, and not even a dollar now come to municipal corporation.
As I wanted to answer your question when you start off, because what happens, and you must understand two things. You know that if we had anybody else leading the constitutional process, I'm going to say it straight up, in a U small, or anybody else, he's a member of that committee. Anybody else was leading it, apart from who is actually the leader of that constitution, or the constitutional person who is leading it right now, it would have been different. Person probably would have warmed to it. As I tell you, it's a trust factor in this country. The person leading it should not be the one leading it. We have far more capable persons in this country.
What can be done
to lead that process?
What can be done? Because this is a very important.
What happened is that the PNP, when they name two, you can't have 20-member committee and you're going to take two. Better you don't have any. I mean, I want them, I don't want my party. They're going to beat me for it. But it better you never have anybody on it.
It's sad because who is that?
Let me see now. This person wants to remain anonymous. If something constructive and productive isn't done urgently, crime rate will increase rapidly. The government has to have dialogue with the people and come to some decisions. Time is running out.
And that is true.
Yes.
That is a very important comment right there. See? No, but I could go back forward to this. What can be done, Mr. Wilkinson? Because this is constitutional. This is like the blueprint that is going to guide our life, you know.
You realize you have not heard anything about them in the past month. Why? Because persons have lost interest in it. What is happening is that persons not going anywhere with it. You hear them say, them want elected, no selected head of state. So that means no governor general or no president must be selected by no party. They must be elected. The persons, as I keep telling you now, and I want to explain to you, Imara, that people of Jamaica know what they want.
Yes, in that aspect. We understand.
People of Jamaica, Imara, know what they want. What happened to us is that we don't realize that they know what they want. And we are assuming that they are sheeps that can be led. And they can't be led. Not the way we want to lead them. As I said, we have a reason. Isaiah said, Isaiah, come, let us reason together.
That's it. The kind of dialogue. And I support your 100% that's pertaining to a dialogical discourse with the people. And until we reach that stage, you see, you use something a while ago, you know, and it is not bad, you know, when you say they cannot be led. See? And you know why? Kwame Ture say, now quote Kwame Ture, we have a lot of spontaneous revolution. But what we really need is a conscious revolution. And a conscious revolution is when the people are going to put system and policies in place from the grassroots and actively be a part of that process. You know, what we are experiencing in the world today is a blueprint of some order that people put in place from us way back. And they maintain that structure. Even the bombing that is taking place in the Middle East right now, if you go back to what we call him the Balfour Declaration, you will understand what it is about. From 1917, they decided that this is going to be a place for the Israeli. And when you think about Balfour, heart of Balfour, and know who is it, who he is, and understand the situation and the position that we also are in, yeah, that we are still under the ruling of the crown, right? Now, the consciousness of the people, we must engage them more and more pertaining to even education system, because it is serious, you know. It is serious. You see, oh, somebody else?
Yes, let me read this for you.
Yes.
Why does Jamaicans still trust their enslaved masters instead of their own government? It's important to avoid making broad generalization about any group of people. Trust in government varies for many reasons, including historical and socio-political factors. It's not accurate to claim that Jamaicans as a whole trust their enslaved masters more than their own government.
You want to answer that, sir?
Thanks, Reverend Rotty.
Reverend Rotty, that answer that. Reverend Rotty, you know, say me want me sit down and have a conversation. You're duck from me, no, Reverend. I'm going to shout you out. Answer
and let me. I was the one who stated that. So let me correct it. Let me set the record straight.
Yeah.
It was just out of that, Rev. It was out of the poll that was done.
Yeah.
It was out of a poll that was done. It was what Don Anderson poll, the recent Don Anderson poll that says persons prefer to stay with the king than. Well, and all I said was that maybe it's because of trust.
Yeah.
Because persons, just like a Privy Council, persons, although it might be costly, persons know that it's hard to go to the Privy Council. It's almost impossible for us to carry out. If I have been terminated from a job, it's hard for me to carry my after all I've exhausted all my appeals to take it to the Privy Council. It's just too costly. So what is not? It has nothing to do with oh, the king or queen or whatever is established. It's just that where we are now, and I said coming out of the polls that was done, it was what came out of the polls. That persons are still reluctant to leave the king and the king of England, and it should be easier now than when we had the Queen, to leave the King of England that and go to even the Caribbean Court of Appeal or go to our own republic. And it wasn't me. And all it has to do is a perception, how the persons feel about the direction the country is going in and all of that. It has nothing, Rev, to do with anything else, or it's not an opinion of mine.
Yeah.
It is what was stated in the poll.
Okay. Yeah. This person is texting me. Tell the Jamaican that others own the land when crossing the side who you sell it to. Sells in the main of foreigners, European. She had typed to active listening is crucial. Okay. So she said, you know, and she agreed that Reverend Rotty question was good. There you go. Yup. Psychological enslavement. That is a part of the whole process of what we call psychological enslavement that is taking place.
No, and I that's why I said I have to correct it, because what I said is that, and it had nothing to do with me. You
Yeah,
realize,
you realize.
all I was talking about is what came out in a poll that was done in Jamaica just a month ago, or less than a month ago.
I saw the poll.
The poll was done on this poll.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with it's not an opinion of mine. It had to do with the poll that it seems like the Jamaican people trust.
Yeah.
And there's a trust factor with us. And I just want to clear up that. Nothing, not my opinion.
Yeah. We see where the election is down on us, because we see the heat of the campaign that take place in. And whether or not the PMP or the GLP win the election, see, what new? Say the PMP win the election because you represent what new? Because over the years we see we see this brethren get 2 term, you know. What new the PMP really have to offer to the people?
And
what new?
Let me start by saying, I can't talk about the local government and I never go general. We are not the same.
We say we are not the same. You and the
2 parties are not the same. We must bear that in mind. Persons
we must enough people believe say
we are the same. We are the same. We are not the same.
All right.
And that's why I said I go back to local government. Let us start with that. And every time we talk about the politics, we talk about the last 20 years or 30 years. The only person me here used 26 years or 13 years out of that. How much years the party, PNP has been in power. But you use 20, 30, 40, 50 years or whatsoever. So for the past 20 years, in the local authority, the PNP has only been in power for 4 out of the 20 years. And in the 4 years that we had power in the local authority, we were able to build the market, do the transportation center, do the revetment along the, especially farm haulage. Every day, Mr. Golding always used to credit the work that was done at the farm haulage. Fix up Burwood Beach. We did the streetscape, we did the sidewalks in Falmouth, we did the Duke Street, we did all of the streetscape that was done. What happened on our tenure in terms of maintenance of the town of Falmouth? When we look beyond there, what we did, how many roads we were able to fix in that 4 years with the funds that we have, what we got. That's why I said we are not the same. What we are supposed to do is a service to the people of Jamaica. And I will repeat this ad nauseam. We are there to serve the people. I came in politics only to serve. And we have to understand in service, my job was actually, you know what drove me into politics was land ownership. I'm one of them who think the basis for independence, for a black man independence, is land.
Yeah, you must own a piece of property.
And so what happened is I came into politics at that time when I have one whole committee, I have race course, I have compound, I have dump, I have most of my areas, I have Cooper's Pen. And all of these persons were on lands, basically most of it, 90% of it, apart from maybe Cooper's Pen, was not on government land. And my aim was to see how we can lift the people and let them own the lands, get one piece of paper in their hand. So we formed Providence Society. We did all the work, Benevolent Society. In Cooper's Pen, we went to court with the owners of the land. There was a fight. There was always a fight for me because me still, and up to today, 20 years on, I still believe and that work has not been completed in terms of the ownership of the land where my people live on. And that is my biggest fight in our politics. My fight is to make sure when I leave politics, I can't say, like, I don't want to boast about this yet. But what I want to say is that I have empowered my person, we can say, like when we did from Princess Street, below every land below George's Street, from Princess Street going right back to 14, we got to a 300 tigers handed out to our people. That is what I want to boast about. When my people them can have one piece of paper and say, this is for me. Nobody can talk to me. And that is what my aim is. That was one of my focus. How do I organize people? Put them in a position that they have their empowerment. Right now, there's one piece of land from I came in that persons who used to have their meeting in the cemetery or by Cave Island or by Egg, that they have bought it. They have over 275 lots up there.
Yeah.
We got in 2006, we get 20 million to put in the roadway and there's some work up there from the Ministry of Housing at the time, which was Danny Buchanan. And when we tell the people, don't make the ministry come and do the road for you. Only do the road on yourself, because the consultants, everybody going to take with the money and the road not going to finish.
Wow.
Because that is what it is. Once you go to tender, it's the consultants, everybody make the money. Once the tender process in Jamaica doesn't work for the people of Jamaica. But that's for another day and another time. But that was the aim, and I said to them, do the road on yourself. When you get the ministry, go and give one of the money, do it. And the Providence Society, because they were one of the only Providence Society in Jamaica, who turned over $13 million to the Ministry of Housing, And they are still 90% of the people who own those pieces of land are still without a title and still without
90% of the people who are on the land.
No, they are not. Most of them don't move up. It's not most of them move up. They own the land. They have a certificate of possession, but they have not moved down to the land. They are there and then going to stay there until they make people start capture the land that they actually own. And those are some of the issues that we have to work on. What we have to work on. And that's why
these people, the people in the vicinity of Cooper's Pen near Royal Town,
yes,
are these people?
The problem about Cooper's Pen have around 3 different phases. Cooper's Pen have a phase where Mr. Bartley Yacht, one of the greatest men I've ever met, gave the citizens of Cooper's Pen 5 acres of land.
Okay.
Can talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're on the verge of wrapping up.
So Mr. Bartley gave the citizens 5 acres and for them to deal with them. I was a part of that agreement.
Yeah.
Then there's another piece that is privately owned, where people own the piece of land and have their houses and they have titles for it. And there's another piece that was owned by Chisholm. That is the piece that we went to court about. And that is where the fight is. So there are different aspects with the Cooper's Pen piece. But we have the race course, Farmer Gardens era. We have Egg Settlement now, which is another era. And then we have, that's why when I come here, I have to talk about people like Dr. Harris, who was instrumental in removing the people from dump. That MP, when we worked together, he was able, when he came up with a plan and he went up there and he said, this is where we're going to put them. And we were able to move persons from dump and take them up to Egg Settlement. He will never call it Egg Settlement, he call it Egg View. But that was what we achieved at that time. Because what the basis, as I keep saying, of our people's independence is land. And we have to make sure so them have a piece of the pie. And we must make sure that the fight must continue for our people to own the land.
Yeah, Mr. Bartley, you are. Communication will confirm on a conversation.
And Bartley Yacht, as I said, the late Bartley Yacht, he owned most of the land.
He's with the ancestors now.
Yes, he's with the ancestors. Great man.
Yeah.
His funeral. Yeah. So he donated 5 acres of land for persons who were living. Tell them so they must go beyond the boundaries and whatsoever. And that. So that is the piece that we're dealing with now. That's another issue that we have to resolve. We have to resolve that piece with Mr. Chisholm that is we're going to make sure that we wrap up that those within the next year or two. Those will be second. We're going to make sure that within the next year or so, and then we're going to do the same. As I said, we're doing work down by Farmer Gardens right now, and we have 8 settlement, and we're going to make sure. I'm going to make sure I help the people of Cave Island, who is actually up 8 settlement now with that 275 lots. So those are the things that we have to do. We have to continue that. The struggle must continue for the ownership of land for Jamaican people. When Michael Malley tell us to come down from the hills and come and own pieces of land on the seafront, we never understood it. We need to understand it now more than ever.
We give thanks, Mr. Garth Wilkinson, JP Councillor for the Falmouth Division, to be a part of this discussion and the community buzz today. I hope the Fisher folks, who are out there and listening, and maybe one at a time want to come in and sit with us and hold a kind of conversation to see, what we have to say pertaining to the whole system, and what can be done. I want to go and deal with it, to see if we can farm, make an organization really work for us. So that Campbell, what she has said. No. Okay. See? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, the roadway for the property. Work is happening. See, Mr. Garth Wilkinson showing me where work is happening and thing. So we are going to have your back, sir. We are going to have your back. We must talk again, because of how the program did set up today. We kind of lose sometimes, but I apologize to Sister Dana Mattis, that technical difficulties, it is beyond us, sometimes we can't do nothing about these things because it's system and it's technology, and this is how them work, sometimes them up, sometimes them down. You understand? But we will talk again, and the community buzz is to inform the people, to educate the people, and for the people to participate in the process. If you have something where you want to say or highlight any issues that is happening in your community, highlight those issues. And not just highlight them, but make suggestion how you can participate in the whole process to make the change, be the change that you want to see in your community, in your life. And that is what the community buzz is about. We salute the people who move for Primal. As we said, them lock now for Facebook, so I never get to post anything to see if you want to see what I go on. But I saw it go. This is life, and we don't make them think the trouble away, because I not live long time before Facebook, and I go live good without social media. I have a life. Social media is not my life. So we give thanks. We give thanks, that the representative of the Falmouth Division could really come through and explain and enlighten us, and a lot of things. I've learned a few things from you, sir, pertaining to even the peer and all of these things. We learn a few things, and you educate some people. So all over the out there assume and believe I saw it go, When is the next municipal corporation meeting?
It's second Thursday of every month.
Second Thursday of every month. So you come out and go to the meeting. Second Thursday, Citizen of Jamaica of every month is the municipal corporation meeting, and it is open to the public. All right. Blessings. We give thanks. This is the community buzz. I'm Mara, musical revolutionary. Thank you again, sir. Enough love for being here. Yes, sir.
Pleasures were all mine. I'm really glad to be here, and I really enjoy the session with you.
All right. Blessings.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Blessings and light. This is Imara, the musical revolutionary. Your host and the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. This and every